Hello all, it's the 3rd of October 2017 and you're here with Dan in Essex, UK. So certainly the weather has changed around here. It's about 15 degrees C today and it's a little bit breezy as well. You can definitely feel the crispness in the air. Certainly autumn is well underway now. The leaves are starting to drop off on many of the trees, so that's to be expected. But what I thought I would do is give you guys a little video on some winter vegetables, since I've had a few questions on this. So this is the sort of thing you could be aiming for if you have like a relatively small patch. So look here, you can see this is a patch about 3 meters by about 7-8 meters, something like that, but a variety of vegetables here, and all these vegetables here will tolerate the winter here in the UK. Of course, if you live in a country which is much colder, then you'll have to see if what you're going to grow will be suitable for what you're growing there, because you don't want to waste your effort. But I know that in the colder parts of the US, people I know there grow cabbages there, they grow leeks, so just do a bit of research. And I mean, we had a winter, I think a few years ago, it went down to minus 14 degrees C, and I had brassicas and I had leeks, spinach growing outside, and they all survived, so, you know, you're pretty sure of this sort of thing. So let's have a look what we've got. So we've got some spinach here. This is a really good thing to grow because it's prolific, and what you do is you keep cutting it and it keeps coming. Just keeps, you know, take bits off, take it away, cook it, eat it, whatever, and then it will just continue to grow. Of course, if it gets really cold, the growth will slow down a little bit, but generally it's perpetual, so it will carry on. And the leeks here, look, some later sowings here, and some leeks over here. I spoke about it before. One of my favourites is leek and potato soup. I really do love that. Nice hearty thing that you can eat when it's cold. It's fantastic. But a great thing to grow leeks. Once they're beyond the initial stages of getting them going, they're left alone. I mean, the birds don't eat them, and the slugs don't attack them, at least not in my experience. And yeah, a great thing there, look. And Savoy cabbage. Now, this is a brilliant cabbage. Nice hearts on them there. Of course, I spoke about this in the past. You need to ensure you protect them over the summer from cabbage white butterflies, because they'll lay eggs over the plant, and then you end up with caterpillars which can decimate your crop. I've got videos on that, but yeah, it's a great thing to grow, and they are just a nice hearty cabbage, and I very much enjoy eating cabbage. You know, I like cooking it up with things like cider, you know, put a bit of cider vinegar over the top, you know, with some gravy. Oh man, lovely stuff. So these are some homegrown butternut squashes, and if they're kept cool and dry, and as long as they're not damaged, these can keep for a long time. You can keep these, you know, probably past Christmas, as long as you keep them in ideal condition. So butternut squash is a great thing to grow, and these are quite small, but I like them, like a nutty flavour. You know, you can see them in the supermarkets, you know, regularly now, quite a commonly known thing, but you can grow butternut squash here in the UK, no problem at all. This is another thing you might want to consider. This is some chard. Great thing to grow, and I've found that the slugs don't like this too much. You know, of course, a little bit, but a great thing to grow, chard. It's one of my favourites, boiled up, no problems there. And what have we got here? Okay, so we've got some more chard. You can see the different varieties, the different colours, and they can also add a nice bit of, just here, look, different coloured chard. No, that's not. Is that chard? Yes, that is chard. It looks like spinach, but it's not. That is indeed chard. But you can see the different colours, and it can add, you know, a bit of colour, a bit of variety to the garden, and you know, ornamental vegetables in a way that you can eat. So brilliant. Now, this is a thing you could consider if you don't have much space. This is growing brassicas in some tubs here, look. These are 30-litre tubs, and there's some brassicas in here, netted over to protect them from birds at this stage of their life. And you shouldn't have too much risk now of cabbage white butterflies laying eggs on them, because the butterflies generally tend to be gone by October. But of course, if you've still got an infestation of the caterpillars, that still could be causing you a problem. But so you need to protect them from birds. That's the point I'm trying to make. But these will grow away over the winter months, and then you'll have some brassicas in the spring, and that's, you know, a great thing to do. Successional growing with regards to brassicas. For those of you, some people ask me what a brassica is. A brassica is like a blanket term to cover things like Brussels sprouts, cabbages, kale, etc, etc. You guys get the idea. Okay, over here now we've got some more brassicas growing away. This is kale. You can just about see that there. Look. Now this is a great way of recycling. Net curtains are absolutely great for covering over because they let the light through. The rain can still get through for watering or your watering can, whatever, but it'll stop the birds and butterflies, etc., getting through. So a great thing to consider doing there is to use your old net curtains that you'd otherwise throw away. So you can see the kale there, look, growing away nice. I think that's some sort of that's probably purple sprouting broccoli, that is, and that's kale there, that clearly is. So yeah, very good. Good ideas there. Right, now here we are. We're in the somewhere. We're in the polytunnel, and you can see now. This is an example of. Come here. Sorry about this, I'm just trying to shut this door. This is an example of what you can do in order to prolong the growing season. So let's have a look. Now I'm going to add that although I used to run my channel from this polytunnel, I'm not responsible for what's growing in here now. I'm not going to be taking credit for this, but I'm still going to show it because you guys can get ideas from it. And there's a lot of good ideas in here. So let's have a look. What have we got? Right, cucumbers. So it's a bit chilly outside for cucumbers still. Well, now it's a bit chilly for cucumbers, but you can prolong the season, look, by having them in your polytunnel. Now these are still growing away, and you can see there's still a decent crop there. So even if you just had like one of them tiny little greenhouse things, you know, the little very small plastic things, you could consider, you know, growing some cucumbers in there and having them later in the season. What else have we got? Here we go, look, peppers. Now these are reddening up there, look, and this one looks, oh man, look at that. Doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look grill? So yeah, certainly some great the strawberry plants here, but they're long finished. And what have we got? Now we've got tomatoes. Now it's unlikely tomatoes outside, unless they're against a south-facing wall, for example, are still able to ripen now. But look what we've got here, look. Tomatoes there, tomatoes there. In fact, that one's over. But these will continue to ripen here. And what have we got down here? Now we're well into October, look. Oh, yeah, baby. Aubergines. I mean, look at them, look. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So aubergines are a thing you could consider growing if you like that sort of thing. And well into October, you can see that they're still growing away. What have we got here? Oh, this is curious. Chinese cabbage. These were obviously purchased. But look, Chinese cabbage is a great thing to grow at this time of year. So much going on in here, isn't there? Isn't it fantastic? And here, look, we've got the old, oh yes, spinach. Oh, these were I mean, these were sold as marrows. I've showed about these before, but they look more like pumpkins to me. But you can see the size of them. Pretty impressive. What have we got going on over here? Oh yeah, look. Yeah, more brassicas, we've got some carrots. Got some chard over there. I mean, you guys get the idea of successional sowing. You don't have to do everything all in one go. You can have them throughout the season, as long as they're hardy at that particular time of the year, of course. But brassicas in particular can be a great thing to ensure that you've got plenty of, so you've always got something of your own food to eat over the winter months. Oh yeah, and the big old kale plant. I mean, something's got in here and is eating that. Maybe, yeah. I imagine what's happened is the door was left open and a butterfly got in and laid eggs. You can see just the damage that that can be caused here. So, looking at the Lakemont seedless grapevine, you can see there's still plenty of grapes there, and they are just incredible taste. They really are. And this is an example of a fruit that you can, once your vine is established, you can still be picking this, your own fresh vine, fresh fruit, you know, into October. So it's all about getting stuff that you can grow throughout the year. You know, now a lot of allotments have got rules on fruit trees that you can't grow fruit trees, but they don't generally have rules on vines. So if you want to grow some fresh fruit and you've got an allotment, I would say that grapes could be a good choice for you. Now, this is a apple tree I grafted myself. It wasn't particularly, you know, this fruit should have been thinned, etc, etc. But Winter King, variety Winston, well, Winter King or Winston, two names. But I got the sign from this from the Stephen Hayes Fruitwise YouTube channel. You want to be looking that up, Stephen Hayes Fruitwise, very good channel. But now this is an example of an apple that, if kept under ideal conditions, cool, dry, in the dark, etc., this apple will keep until April the following year. And taste-wise, to me, it's almost gala-like, almost, but it's a sweet apple which will keep March, April the following year. So if you're looking at a degree of self-sufficiency, this could be an apple you could consider. It was very important once, before the days of imports, etc, and refrigeration, and you know how they keep fresh fruit available year round now. But you can just imagine still having fresh fruit, well, not, you know, homegrown fruit well into April. Some of the older viewers on this channel may remember. These blueberries are finished, but they add a nice bit of colour, autumn colour. So there's plenty of ideas for you guys there to chew over. Hope you've enjoyed it. Speak soon.